BlackRock to blast off cryptocurrency. In today's video, we're going to break down the de-dollarization and the decrease of Americans' dominance in the financial system. And we're also going to break down how the largest asset manager in the world took us from Bitcoin is used for money laundering to cryptocurrency is the future of the economic system. My name is Coach JV. Welcome to our channel. Hit the like, subscribe, and notification button. We do a video every single day. We've helped over 6,900, coming up on 7,000 warriors worldwide get their shit together in the craziest economic times in the world. Remember, we will never proactively DM you. We do not invest people's money. Those are all scammers. In the description down below, we have an education academy where we've helped over almost 7,000 warriors worldwide. And we also have a free consultation with my Index Universal Life team, licensed insurance agents, to help you look at your retirement number and then back into your goal. The fact is, most Americans are in big, big trouble when it comes to retirement. So let's take a deep breath. From my family's heart to yours, I love you, and I'm wishing your family an amazing end to 2023. So let's rock it out, family. Let's have some fun today. All right, so in the first video, what we're going to watch is you hear the narrative around de-dollarization. It's not a narrative, family. It is a fact that central banks are decreasing their holdings of U.S. dollar, okay? The U.S. dollar is in a very dangerous position. Now, take a deep breath. Remember, we're sitting in the Coliseum. We're drunk off the wine. Influencers are making you freak out that everything's going to collapse. Yes, the capital markets globally are going to come collapsing down on the back end of this year. Just my opinion. We're 1 year from the Shemitah coming up this September. There's going to be a massive pullback, but that's a great opportunity for you. When everybody is fearful, you should be buying. When everybody is celebrating, you should be selling. Would you continue to do what the 99%? Or would you do what the 1% do? They use our emotions, okay? They get us drunk in the Coliseum. You guys are arguing about things back and forth that you never argued about before. There's certain narratives, good, bad, and different, that we're now focused on. Get out of the Coliseum. Focus on God, family, and self-development, and get your shit together in the greatest economic times in the world. Okay, so we're going to watch this video, and we're going to talk about de-dollarization. And if you stick around long enough, I'm going to break down how BlackRock is transforming the crypto space. Remember, they went from telling you cryptocurrency is a fraud to crypto being the next what is it, best since sliced bread, best thing since sliced bread, or something like that. Anyways, I digress.
The following paid commercial program is brought to you by
Money.
TD Wealth.
That's their commercial, not mine.
Hello and welcome to Money Talk. I'm Kim Parley. Thanks so much for joining us. At one time, it might have been unthinkable, the idea that anything other than the US dollar could be the world's preeminent currency. But some say de-dollarization is not only happening, but could be accelerating as the global use of China's renminbi rises. My next guest has written a report on the subject called De-Dollarization and the Rise of RMB as a Global Currency. Kevin Hebner is Managing Director, Global Investment Strategist at TD Epic, and he joins us now. Kevin.
And I've been sharing with you guys since 2020, got a lot of flack for it, that we are handing over our power to China. Just pay attention.
It's great to have you with us. Great report.
Hi, Kim. Thank you very much.
Let's start with the conclusions in terms of...
So what I mean by that is China is a big dominant force in the financial system, and you're starting to see Saudi Arabia, all these other countries starting to rise up in the BRICS countries: Brazil, India, Russia, China, South Africa, and Saudi Arabia, I think, is working to join BRICS.
Because for people watching, impatient investors, we want to know what it all means. Tell me what the conclusions of your report is, and then we'll get into the reasons why.
Well, I think the big picture is that we're moving from a unipolar world that's dominated by the US dollar, and its financial system, and we're moving to something which is more bipolar.
Okay, so I've been sharing with you guys that I believe we're moving from America as a dominant currency to a bag of currencies, an even playing field. I'm using their words that they say.
And we're being a world in which the renminbi has a bigger role, and that's reflecting the bigger economic heft that China has in global trade, global economics, and so forth.
Yeah. So the de-dollarization means that, again, it's this bipolar world, another currency gaining acceptance, gaining strength. You also mentioned, though, that, another byproduct of this we could be seeing, and again, predictions, we have to kind of wait and see how the world unfolds. We could see stronger gold and we could see a weaker US dollar.
Okay, perfect. So I wanted to leave it right there. So write that note down. You guys should all have a pen and paper as you're watching these videos. So a stronger gold and a weaker dollar, which is going to go into my narrative around cryptocurrency on the back end of this video, which I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so India ties up with UAE, okay, to settle trade in rupees. So you're starting to see a big transition with the BRICS country. And I think Saudi Arabia is working to join the BRICS countries. All right, let's transition here. My computer is freezing up. Bear with me just a moment. There we go. All right. Thank you, God. God is good all the time. Dollar decline slows as investors wait on the Fed. Okay. So this is July 17, 2023. This is by Reuters. The dollar dipped against the basket of currencies on Monday after last week suffering its large weekly decline this year as Treasury yields tumble, but held above more than 1 year lows reached on Friday. So basically, we're starting to see things really, 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 really cool off for the US dollar. We're going to bear with me on this. So I'm going to do some narrating. My computer is going slow. JP Morgan flags some signs of emerging de-dollarization. This is on June 5th, 2023. Do you guys think this is by chance that this is happening as crypto regulation comes in, a new monetary system? So we're going to listen to what Larry Fink has to say. We've showed this video a couple times, but I want you to hear what he says. So in the beginning of this video, if you go and watch it, he's very optimistic, right? And then one of the guys start pushing back on him. One of the guys is not a yes man. He's like pushes back on about interest rates. And I want you to listen to what he says on the back end here. Guys, there's so much pressure on the financial system, so much pressure on the banking systems. That's why they were the FOMC, Future Oversight Committee. And I apologize if I mix up words, guys. So I do apologize. I have massive dyslexia. So I mix up words and phrases, and I don't edit my videos. So I do the best I can to let this stuff come from my brain. But I think it's the FOMC, Future Oversight Committee, which was created in 2012 to regulate non-bank financial institutions, which again, they knew crypto was coming, dude. They knew it was coming, guys. But listen to what he says. And his throat chakra, man, he's like, in his interviews now.
When money is being saved in the short end, that actually is a sign of fear, okay? Because you're not putting it as actively in the economy. You're consuming less. And so the thing that I'm going to be watching for, ultimately, are we going to see some of that money in money market funds move back into equities or move it more into fixed income?
The Treasury is going to need it, Larry, because they're doing a lot of issuance, back to what I just asked you about.
No question. And that is one of the concerns I have. The Treasury is going to be issuing much more in the short end.
Right.
And because of higher interest rates, we're going to see more defeasance of pension funds. And so the demand for the long end is going to be large. So to normalize our yield curve, it's going to be hard for me to see that to happen anytime soon because of the absolute supply of Treasury.
You see how his voice, that's the throat, guys. He's starting to get, he knows he's preparing us, guy. His body is signaling to us. You can believe this or not, guys. Go watch his other interviews. And now we're heading into a big economic shift. His body is responding to what he's saying. He's slowing down, right? You have to pay attention to stuff, good, bad, or indifferent. When someone starts to, outside of being, sick, but when they start to slow down and they start to change their voice inflection, those are the things I look at when I'm around people. I'm like, something's off here. Something doesn't feel right. Okay. So, and you can look at that too as well with, influencers or people you're following. When they start to say something that is not within alignment, you can feel the body responds. The body responds to things that are not favorable or not correct or not in alignment, or something's coming that you want to share, but your body is like, ugh, you're holding on to it. So just my opinion. Okay, so we're going to listen to this really quickly. So this is talking about, this was, I think, a year ago. Hold on, I want to share this. This is why there was a narrative I was building here. I started getting ahead of myself. So this was 2 years ago, and this is BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says Bitcoin impacts US dollar. So this was 2 years ago. And remember, in 2017, almost 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I left corporate America 6 years ago. Larry Fink and Jamie Dimon were saying that cryptocurrency is junk, right? So this was 2 years ago. This would have been 2021, where he's talking about Bitcoin is starting to put pressure on the US dollar.
John, in conversation with Central Bank Governor Mark Carney at the Council of Foreign Relations this morning, Larry Fink acknowledging that Bitcoin has caught the attention and the imagination of many people. It's still untested, pretty small relative to other markets. And he says it is seeing big, giant moves every day, but it's a thin market. Can it evolve into something real, a global market? Fink said, possibly.
Possibly. Absolutely. They're diving in, right? Increasing their position in Bitcoin and MicroStrategies, excuse me, one of the largest Bitcoin holders in the world. They also got their Bitcoin spot ETF approved or in the process, right? And then this right here on July 14th, 2023, BlackRock has a responsibility. This is from Larry Fink to democratize investing, including crypto. So we went from cryptocurrencies of fraud to now crypto is transcending the financial system. Okay, I want to show you one more article here. It says transcend the US dollar. BlackRock CEO issues important crypto prediction after huge week for the XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum price. It says now BlackRock legendary chief executive Larry Fink, who shocked the world when he announced a surprise crypto flip last week, has said he expects crypto to transcend traditional currencies, including the US dollar. Family, we are here. And I don't like when people are like, I told you so. That doesn't make any sense. This is all light, love, and positivity. What I can say to you is that we followed our sacral. We followed not the emotions, but we followed the facts, figures, numbers, logic. We understand this is nothing new under the sun. It's just a transition. Get out of the fear state of mind. Okay, get out of the fear state of mind. This transition is here. You're not going to stop it. Unfortunately, your financial advisor told you crypto's a fraud. Your tax accountant told you crypto's a fraud. They were just parroting information without doing any research. They were just reading the news just like you do. So it's not about saying Coach JV is right or you are wrong. I'm not pointing out you're wrong. All I'm saying is you need to start asking questions. The reason why we're in this position, because our parents and our grandparents didn't ask questions. They watched a television that told them a vision. They watched a programming show which programmed information into them. And they watched a channel that channeled the information that whoever wanted them to see. And the fact is, Jim Rohn says if you give $1 million to every single person in society, it'll end up back in the 1%'s hands. What do you think happened with the stimulus checks? As stimulus checks hit your bank account, your fixed account, the bank took that money and that's a deposit and they lent it out, they put it in the capital markets, and they index it into insurance. Think about that for just a moment. So the transition for us as human beings is to rewire the foundation and understand that money is a currency. And what a bank does is it dams it up. I use a bank account. I use it to pay my employees. I use it for bill pay. I'm very grateful that I have that ability to transact and keep my money safe. But what I do is, it's not that it's anything esoteric or crazy that we do, is we take our money, we secure it, we grow it, and we multiply it. Okay. So here's an example. I have cryptocurrency, a very speculative asset. Now XRP is not speculative. It now has clarity. Okay. So I went from being the speculative guy around XRP to now clarity. Okay. So I own cryptocurrencies and a lot of them are speculative. There's an ability for us to make a large amount of money, okay, in the crypto market the next 24 months. I do the opposite of the 99%. When everybody's panicking, I buy calmly. And when everybody's coming into the crypto market, I sell profits. I have an exit plan on the way up. So when the exchanges shut down, because they will when everything goes parabolic, I've already pulled profits. When I pull profit, I have diversification strategy. I use Index Universal Life, which is infinity banking concept. I don't know if it's right for you. It works for me. We have silver. We're going to be going into gold very soon. We are going into real estate. Okay. That's our next phase. I'm not a real estate expert. I have real estate experts in my academy. Okay. We have business. I'm an expert in business. We have diversified across different sectors, information, technology, and attention. Business is the best way to beat inflation, number one, and how you can increase your earned income. So every single month, what I do is I work to increase my earned income. So every month my income has gone up. Each month, I have 2 new businesses launching in August, excuse me. So my earned income, once again, will start to skyrocket. It's going to start to go like this because I was disciplined and consistent day after day, minute after minute, and I focused on what I could control. I brought on mentorships, which shortened my timeline to success. I implemented those tools, resources, and I created my own ecosystem. So remember, you're going to get wealthy in crypto if you do it correctly. And if you do it correctly, you can build generational wealth. But if you buy, or your first thing you think is, I'm getting a Lambo right when you get rich, you're going to be broke. Rich parents have rich kids, poor parents have poor kids. If you have not rewired the foundation, you will be in the exact same situation. There is no get rich quick. Our education academy in the description down below teaches you how to get your shit together. We're not going out there and selling you meme coins and trying to convince you to get into pump and dumps and, constantly switching projects and constantly switching our narrative. We're like, no, get your shit together. Get disciplined, get consistent, get healthy, learn how to fasting protocols, right? Exercise, get your mind right, get your budget done. And then here's a diversification strategy that exactly what we do. It's not that sexy, guys. So I want you to use discernment as you're looking at who you're following. Remember, what you're hearing from a creator is their personal narrative. The information that is being put out and how they switch their narratives is based on how they live their life. So if it seems chaotic, it is, right? We're expressing who we truly are on these social media platforms. That's why I look at things like when people start to talk. Jerome Powell, he went from very confident to Larry Fink went from very confident and poised to now answering questions slowly, being very cautious, and using, he's like, okay, something, because his voice wants to say the truth of what's going on. There's nothing wrong with what's going on, guys. We accepted this. In the account disclosures, banks explain to you exactly what they do. Here's the issue, is that we are so indoctrinated to trade time for money, we can't pay attention, and we're paying for it. So until you learn how to make money to free up your time, you're always going to be in this trap. It's called job for a reason, just over broke. So I hope this information reaches you well. One thing I want to share with you guys as well, if you're still here, you're probably a great friend of ours. I forgot to say in the beginning of this thing, our Revive Retreat, which has nothing to do with financial, has nothing to do with crypto. Our Revive Retreat is where we disconnect from this quantum system and we ground ourselves back at Earth. There's going to be 30 people. We launched yesterday. We sold 11 tickets already, so it's going to sell very, very quickly. Basically, it's a 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with me, Coach JV, and my warrior team, where we take you through fire, earth, and water, reconnecting with who you truly are and heading out with an amazing life plan with discipline, consistency, and activities, and reconnecting back to earth. So it's a retreat where you can spend 3 days with me here in Arizona at a private facility. It's absolutely amazing out in nature. It's absolutely amazing. So in the description down below, take a look at it, and we'll see you at the retreat, or we'll see you inside the academy. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.